I didn't think this would be such a triggering issue, and normally people have their opinions, and that's totally fine. I just let it lie. But I'm tired of getting continuously tagged in this, so I'm gonna weigh in now, and then that way I don't have to keep responding to people. But the debate between Central and Eastern Washington, I think, is hilarious. And here's my thoughts on the whole thing. First of all, I keep getting called out as if I don't know what I'm talking about because I think the quote was a West Side patsy. But here's the deal. I was born and raised in Eastern Washington. Half of my family is from the Elmira area where they homesteaded, and that's about as Eastern Washington, I think, as you can really get. So that's the first part. The second thing is I won't talk about a place unless I've thoroughly researched it and been there. So when I'm talking about Eastern or Central Washington, trust me, I've put the legwork in. Two things can be true. I think generally anything east of the Cascades can be considered Eastern Washington. That's kind of the consensus. But also, within the Eastern Washington umbrella, you also have Central Washington, which is a distinct region. Something can be in Eastern Washington, but if you want to get more specific, you can say Central Washington. And that's often what happens. People have requested that I be more specific in my content sometimes. So often, if I'm really dialing down on a region, I'll talk about Central or Eastern Washington. Now, you could say that it's all Eastern Washington, kind of the same way that you could say it's all the Pacific Ocean. But there's also a Southern and Northern Pacific Ocean. And within the Northern Pacific Ocean, you also have the Bering Sea. So you see how things can get a little more regionally specific. And that's totally fine. I know that there's a Central Washington because, like, Department of Transportation talks about it. It's considered a unique region within, what do you know, Eastern Washington. I know it exists because we have places like Central Washington University, which isn't just called somewhat less Eastern University. Here's the deal. If I'm trying to be more specific for people, it's just to help. It's not to piss anybody off. So first of all, calm down. It's totally fine, guys. Secondly, there can be parts of Central Washington in Eastern Washington conversations. They're two different regions that are also sometimes the same region. That's fine. So anyhow, that's my thoughts on this. Now you know.